I've never done double role.
Yeah.
And there was this one film that I got to do everything that an actor can do. Manjulika is the soul of the film, and she will always remain one of my favorite characters that I have ever played in my career. Creation of this character, and it's really, I must give all credit to Anisbhai and the whole team. First, Drishyam has got a lot of love from people. The film as a film. I'm a part of these two successful films, and coincidentally, I've had two really successful films this year. Hi, I'm Tabu, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Tabu, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
And big thank you for doing this.
Not
I'm
at
super
all.
happy.
Not
Always.
at all. Thank you for having me here.
Can I say you've had one of the best years of your career?
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Right.
I think luck and God has been really kind to me this year that I was part of two really successful films.
Integral part of both the films.
Yeah, so, that's also very important.
Right. So the thing is, I'm going to talk about each film. So when you did Bhool Bhulaiyaa, then it came to you, this was the role of a ghost, two sisters. On paper, did you know that this is a good one?
I always knew that the film belonged to Anjulika
Yes.
Manjulika. And when I heard the one line and when I heard the narration, because the story was really about this character. Everything revolved around her. Everybody was talking about Manjulika in the film.
Yeah.
And Manjulika really had the hero's entry in the film, and that is to Anisbhai's credit.
Yeah.
You know, the creation of this character, and it's really, I must give all credit to Anisbhai and the whole team. Nobody thinks that any film will do such big business when you're in it. But I knew that Manjulika is the soul of the film, and she will always remain one of my favorite characters that I have ever played in my career.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really saying something.
Yeah.
Right. You said, when you heard one line, now are things any different the way scripts come to you?
No, it's not. I mean, it's not so. It was always, I think, like this.
Okay.
The roles I got and the films that came to me and the characters that were offered to me always had something in them for me to, do, and something important that the character was doing in the film.
Right.
So fortunately, I've always had that kind of relevant characters. But I don't know what Bhool Bhulaiyaa must have opened in filmmakers' minds, because for me it was a very different experience, a very different journey. Actually, because I'd never done something like that in my career. I've never done double role.
Yeah.
And there was this one film that I got to do everything that an actor can do, from action to romance to flashback to song and dance and horror and bhoot. Never played a bhoot, and a bhoot that looks like that, that was created with so much thought and so much hard work and so much, VFX and motion control and all of that. So my journey was very exciting and very different personally.
Right.
So yeah, I think I'll get more bhoot roles now.
Right. Where on paper a bhoot role may look a type, and you can imagine. How did you make it your own? Because there's scenes have to be slightly over the top to entertain a large audience on the big screen. Was something on your mind that this is what I will do, this is what I will not do?
No, I did not have any reservation thinking that this is something that I will not do or aise main nahi karungi. And really, I submitted myself to Anisbhai and how he saw it. And because I have tremendous respect for him as a director and for his experience and his journey. So I just followed his vision and brought in whatever I could personally to the character, because I also saw a lot of emotion and some really dark and deep emotions in Manjulika.
Right, yeah.
It was not. She's not a easy character to play. There's so many shades and the contrast between the two sisters.
Right.
So no, I really submitted myself to the genre of the film, to the nature of the film, to the character, to Anis Bhai, to my crew, to the DOP who was doing, his best to create that atmosphere, to create the feel that is required for a film like this, to have the desired effect, VFX team. So yeah, I just played it the way I thought would be interesting.
Right. Have you always been like that? That I'll submit it to the team. They all know their job. Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I think I should do that. I think that's the right thing to do.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And then I bring whatever I can bring to the film. Yeah.
When the film released, you have seen so many Fridays. Now, like say, if I take you to that Thursday night, is there any anxiety, nervousness, any thought on your mind, or you sleep aram se, not worrying?
There was no anxiety, but there was anxiousness. Also because it was a long journey with Bhool Bhulaiyaa. We started it just before the pandemic. We had to call off the schedule, come back to Bombay from Lucknow. And then we again started it during the pandemic with difficulty.
Wow.
Then again we had to, because everyone got COVID, then we had to shut the whole shoot. We had to wait a few months till we got back on floors. So Bhool Bhulaiyaa has had its own journey and ups and downs, and so it was more of, okay, you have to complete the film, you have to see it through and release it and all that. I was not in Bombay, I was in Srinagar when the film released. I came after 2-3 days, and then I heard, the reviews were great, and I'm so happy that Manjulika's character really got so much love.
True.
I think for me that was the greatest victory and greatest, accomplishment personally as an actor, and for what I put in the film and for what I had imagined. You really never know how any character is going to be received. So for me, that was like really so exhilarating when people called me and spoke about the character and because people had never seen me do something like that. So, and then the film was doing so well and all that. Unfortunately, I was not here. I went away immediately to Hyderabad to shoot Drishyam and Bhola, so I was not in the thick of things when the film was doing so well.
Right.
But yeah, it was like, wow.
At a time, we are in a time where films are, not working one after another. Your film comes and, does almost, we are almost talking about now 200 crore. Does this add to your confidence that I'm selecting right at least?
That's a very, very nice point actually. It validates your choices. And it'll always still be a chance and gamble. You can't be so sure that you'll always make the right choice. But it's good to feel like you're a part of a successful venture, part of a successful film. And you're sharing the success with so many people around you who've been with you in that journey, So it's like a collective victory, collective success.
Right.
So yeah, I'm happy that I was able to be part of these, two successful films.
So while you were riding high on this one success only, came Drishyam. It had its audience in place. People were loyal to the characters, the story we knew, we all, including me. Then came that, which again became a huge hit. So I'm saying, coming back to the same thing. Then did that add saying, wow, now I think I'm selecting really right.
So far, it looks like I've done that.
Right.
But like I said, you don't know because cinema, I think the entire business of cinema is so
fragile.
Yeah, also unpredictable. You can't come to any conclusion, calculation, you can't tell. Before Drishyam released, a lot of people thought that nobody will go to the theatre because the original is already out on OTT. There was that talk also. So you will never know till a film is received by the audience, But I think with Drishyam, we were lucky that there's tremendous recall of the first Drishyam.
Right.
there's a huge audience and fan base for the first part.
Right.
And the first Drishyam has got a lot of love from people, the film as a film, you know. So I think there was already an audience for the second part, but still for the film to have done this kind of business is really something else. And you know, it's really the entire team of any film that should take credit for the success of any film. Yeah.
Was the sets of Drishyam more homely, and because you knew, like, it's also, you know, Ajay, who you have such a great rapport with, was that more comfortable and homely?
Drishyam as a brand feels like home.
Right.
And especially because everybody in the film is the same. It's an actual continuation in part 2.
Right.
It's not just the title and we are doing another film. You know. So everybody was the same. So it was like meeting everybody after 7 years.
Wow.
And because you know your character, you've done it before, you know the graph and you know what you're supposed to do, you know the backstory. So you're also coming with all that information of the character in the story. So it was easy in some ways, but it was also not so easy because the character has gone through a lot of transition. It's 7 years since that thing has happened. But she's still carrying it, but she's still not actively pursuing things, you know. So it was challenging. It was really challenging.
You know, the minute you come in the frame, we see this woman who's, you know, who lost her child, and then, you know, time has passed, but that emotional pain is very much there. Did all this look great on paper as well? And then, of course, what you bring to the character is what only you can bring to the character. I'm just praising your acting here because we did feel that you really were the character.
Thank you.
Was it as much depth on paper?
See, from the first part, I felt that Meera Deshmukh is a very, very complex character to play on screen. It's really, really walking on a very, very tight rope, you know, even in the first part. It was very tough to have that vulnerable side of the mother. Because if that's not there, then the conflict does not have any value, you know. But still have that kind of power and command with Vijay Salgaonkar, you can create a sort of intimidation and fear of this character. So it's a very, very tough combination of both these qualities, which hasn't diminished at all in the second part. So that had to be alive, you know. So, but it'll always be one of the tough performances and tough characters for me.
It was, and I'm sure it was, and you know, you played it. Look, it doesn't look tough because you played so well. You know, and your success, Tabu, is not gone unnoticed. It's so noticeable. I attended a press conference. I was very much there when someone called Kiara the Golden Girl. She said, "It's Tabu ma'am's here."
So
and,
nice, so lovely.
So do you keep hearing this from a lot of people that everybody's noticed this? What the year you had?
Yeah, I did. It was really nice. It's sweet and really, really, I think I'm honored to hear that. Of course, I can't take the credit for the film's success. I'm a part of these two successful films, and coincidentally, I've had two really, really successful films this year. But it's nice.
Great. And now the next we will see you, that will be Bhola. Is that the next one?
So now Kutte will be next, and then there'll be Bhola.
I know it's too early to talk about them individually, but will we, you know, what kind of characters will we see you in? We are more excited about that.
I can't disclose a lot. But they'll be fun to watch, I'm sure.
You've known Ajay for so many years. What is he like on the sets today? Do you see a lot more confidence and experience that he brings on the set?
So as a director, he's very different from what he is as an actor.
Okay.
He's completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I can say.
Stricter?
He's just a different person.
He's just a different person.
Yeah.
You know, then there now comes a time when I want to discuss. We've discussed this before, but this is a year, there'll be people who will tell you, be active on social media, be all over the place, do more of those stuff. The
year is gone almost. No.
No, I know. But this is the time for you. Are Are you now giving into a lot of these things? Yeah, let's do these things. Or are you like, because the Tabu I know is happy in her home and doing her own thing.
I'm very happy. Yeah, I can't
Your work
suddenly
should speak.
change.
Yeah, your work should speak.
You know, I mean, see, the films are doing well. That's completely outside me.
Yeah.
I mean, my job is done when the film is done.
The control
You
is
know.
with
Yeah, you
someone else.
can't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you can't. I can't control that,
Yeah.
and I can't actively be part of that because it's the audience that is going into the theaters
Right.
and watching the film.
Right.
And it's their desire to watch the film and all that, and we can just hope that the audiences go and watch the film. And in Bhool and Drishyam's case, fortunately they have done that. So there is tremendous joy and gratitude and you know, a feeling of accomplishment where that is concerned.
Right. Beyond
that, I can just, you know, work in my movies and
Right.
do my stuff.
Right. I also read that you want to go back to writing, and what exactly do you write? Do you write your own thing, your diaries, or would you want to? Will we
I
see
just
you?
write, not like in any particular format. I write about stuff. I mean, it's like a thing. It's a passion for me. It's something that I'm able to
Someday can all this come
express.
together and become
I
a
mean,
film?
there's been talks for years from a lot of publishers for me to come out with my book, but
right.
I don't know.
And I also read that you want to make time and go back to some kind of singing, because
So I've been learning Hindustani classical for a long time. I just want to give more time to my riyaz, that's it, because my teacher is always scolding me for less riyaz.
And someday we could see an album or something.
I don't think so. I don't think that's happening.
I'm just trying. Right. What is the big difference between Tabu the newcomer and Tabu today?
No difference.
No difference?
Same way of work.
And I totally
Same
agree.
thought process.
Same style also. Yeah. Complete the sentence. The way to your heart is dash.
The way to my heart is music.
A film of yours that deserves a sequel.
Andhadhun.
That would have been.
But it will not happen.
It will not happen, I know. But this is just for fun. Right. Yes or no?
How?
Have you ever binge watched an entire series? Yes or no?
I have. I think Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. Yes, you told me the
But
last.
my binge watching is over 3 days.
Called in sick when you didn't want to do something?
Never.
Never. Can we see Tabu addicted to social media at home?
Never.
Never. Either or. A night out with friends or night in with friends?
Night out.
Thank you, Tabu. This is for you. We've got this for you. And thank you very much.